Hi, and thank you so much for joining us again for another episode of King Crush Thursdays, where we highlight Black men and uplift them, frankly, because few other people are doing so. This is an opportunity for us to be in community with amazing Black men, successful Black men. And when we define success, it's actually not what they do for a living, but it's the content of their character. And so we're so excited that we have yet another king with us. So please welcome this man. He is, I got it down. He is an active father, a youth mentor, an award-winning social entrepreneur, and the business owner of Ebony Sons Enterprises, LLC, Mr. Russell A. Hicks. Russ, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We're so excited. I'm excited to have you participate in this conversation. As I said to you before, and you may have seen, we asked the same 6 questions of all the kings, all the brothers that we are talking to, because we are building a repository of questions and answers. And so one of the best ways to get to know a whole group of people is to ask the same questions and hear how different their answers are. There are no 2 answers that are exactly alike, just like there are no 2 people that are exactly alike. We are not a monolithic community, and certainly our brothers are not a monolithic community. But my hope is that perhaps one day a young king who perhaps doesn't have a mentor or a positive male role model in his life can go to this repository and see these questions and find himself in these answers among these kings. Or perhaps there is a young king who is surrounded by dad and uncles and community and cousins and teachers and just people in the community, and still he can come to this repository and find himself and be undergirded. And then finally, for the rest of us who are not Black men, either they're Black women or people who are not Black at all, to be able to go and have a better understanding and appreciation for our community, for our brothers. And so that is the purpose of why we're here, and I'm so excited. So Russ, we're gonna get to the first question, which is, what does manhood mean to you?
Well, first, let me thank you, Queen, for asking the kings and doing this. This is phenomenal, and documenting our stories and the words of wisdom from real men. I come from a long line of good fathers, and what manhood means to me is that legacy of responsibility, of being providers, of playing that role that fathers have in the household, particularly for Black and brown families. A lot of us grew up in single parent households. So for us to stick to the tradition of man, woman, and child, and even in blended families, because we all are one, and it definitely takes a village to raise a child. But to, focus on that man, woman, and child, the Ankh is what I represent. And for a true king to know that it is the man, woman, and child, and to know what that means, the responsibility, the divine powers that it possesses, and the soul power that we have to demonstrate on a daily basis, to demonstrate leadership and be a good role model for our sons and daughters.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. So who and or what is important to you?
Who and what? You're important to me, Valerie. All your listeners are important to me. Mankind, humanity is important to me, and us really having balance, and at this time being still and centered and knowing that it's going to be all right. And that's what we have learned from Grandma throughout the years, and to know to rely on faith. And yeah, come back to the table, eat soul food again together, and communicate, and just have that reassurance that we're not alone. Family is important to me, so I'm going home to Chicago to be around family and friends. My grandma's 96. She's the first Black Catholic teacher in the city of Chicago. And we share a birthday, so spending quality time with her and having my son spend quality time with her is really special. And his grandparents, and I was fortunate to have a mom and dad who instilled great values in me to pass on to my son. So we'll be around family this summer and then back to Philadelphia this fall to work with young people, prepare them and train talent for the new industries that will be emerging after this pandemic. And just, starting new business, this is a time for renewal. So what it means to me is an opportunity in a time of crisis for us to rise up, for us to unite, and to practice real manhood, not the toxic stuff that, we've been taught, but to really go within our spirits and know, and take our true role in the family.
What an amazing answer. Thank you. Thank you so much. So how do you want us to see you?
That's a great question. I really appreciate that question because I'm so misunderstood a lot and have been. So optics and messages and narratives are really important. And it's really not the messenger, but the message for me. But whatever I'm inspired to say or do, I want people to know that it's from God. It's really sincere and authentic and comes from a true place. The intentions are pure and in purpose, trying to fulfill my destiny and leaving a legacy and leaving this world in a little better place than it was before. So that's my vision for myself, and hopefully I've been able to help others and help other children of God to see that. And I want people to see me as a child of God and to see me in that way, just like they would see their child. And so God forgives us, God loves us unconditionally, and we have to learn to do that with each other. So most of all, to love ourselves. And so if everybody does that, we can minimize the self-hate on each other. But other than that, for us to really focus on ourselves and loving ourselves. And if you do that, then you will get to know me, and to know me is to love me.
That's awesome. Excellent. Excellent. So what is your epic dream?
So all of my dreams are epic in terms of manifesting my dreams. It's just having faith and focusing on faith. And so at this time, being still, being centered, and knowing that everything's going to be okay, just like Grandma taught us. And so for us to rely on our spirituality, knowing that we are our spiritual beings living a human experience, and we have a short time here to really make a difference. My dream is for everybody to practice loving themselves, a little more self-care, a little more prayer, a little more attention to self and their families and the precious people in their lives, and spending quality time with those people, and to be loved and give love. And so that comes with love of self. And so, that's my dream. And so that will decrease the self-hate that we show to each other as humans. And we can start with ourselves and practicing more self-love, and it can spread outwardly from our family, community, country, and the whole wide world. So that's my dream, which is pretty epic if you think of the magnitude and the scale.
It's pretty epic. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. So Russell, who are you?
Wow. I'm a child of God. I am Russell Anthony Hicks, which I call, my initial is Ra. You'll see that on social media. And so I am, a humble, classic man from Chicago. Really thankful and grateful for a life to be a servant leader to others, and to now build a family and have a son and legacy to live and love life with. So I am a father. I am a family man. I am a man that is concerned about evolution and making a difference for people and helping people grow. And so I practice that through my purpose, manifested in my business, through youth mentoring and helping people through business coaching and training, entrepreneurs, and preparing people for the workforce, particularly the new green workforce. In this green economy, everything is going green, and getting back to nature, which we should. And so business and the industry has extracted and helped destroy the earth with people's greed and practices. So how do we turn that around and heal the planet, heal ourselves, and sustain life on this planet for all of us, not just for a certain group of people, whether they're rich or poor, but everyone has a value. And us practicing our values for our Creator to shine light on us like He does every day with the sun. So, that's why Ebony Sun is here. EbonySuns.com is a resource for people. And I want my dreams to manifest through who I am and what I represent in terms of being Black, being beautiful, being a beautiful human being, yes, and being a real man and a father to my family, and hopefully an inspiration to my friends and other children of God.
What a beautiful answer. You have a way of words. That's awesome. Thank you. So is there anything that I should have asked you that you wish I'd asked you, or that I didn't ask you?
There's many questions. I have a whole list, but maybe some other time. And thank you for having me here and documenting some of the lessons that hopefully will last forever. And through time, people can look back and discover themselves and love themselves and love each other a little bit more because of what we're doing. So thank you, Valerie.
Thank you, Russell Anthony Hicks from Ebony Sons Enterprises, LLC. and I just really want to thank you so much for who you are in the world. Your presence on social media is so positive, and one of the posts you put up just really touched my heart, which was something like, brothers, it doesn't hurt us to lift each other up. And I think that is absolutely true. That I believe that when one beautiful flower is next to another beautiful flower, they actually don't take away. One's beauty does not take away from something else's beauty. It actually enhances when you have two beautiful things there. And so, and imagine when we have more, it's a bouquet of it. So I just want to thank you, honor you, my king, and thank you for all that you are in the world. And just continue to stand strong and know that there are people out there who see you. I see you. I love you. I'm praying for you. And we are all a part of one community. And just thank you.
Thank you. I love you too, Valerie. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Peace and many blessings to come.
Likewise. Thank you, my brother. And thank you for joining us for yet another King Press Thursday. Please stay with us for next week because we'll have another king, and we are excited to continue this going. So if, this is the first time I'm asking, but if you have a king in your life that you want to uplift and that you want to highlight, and you think the rest of us need to know who he is, please just hit me up at the link at the bottom or in the bio, and let's continue this conversation. Thank you so much. And in the meantime, please continue to spread love and have a great day.
Yes. Peace and many blessings. Thank you, Queen.
Thank you, my king.